Can you talk about, I know, was it Chris Sacks, the billionaire? You got a chance to,
Chris
you know,
Sacca, I got you. So that was the other cool thing too. And they had some dogs there. I mean, like, first of all, our professors, people who argued in Supreme Court, people who were on TV, people who were, I mean, that was a really incredible experience. That's one thing that I cannot, I would never, there's no other law school I would have gone to. That's the one thing I say. I am blessed to have gone there. Went to the 5-year reunion, a few weeks back, and it was just reaffirming, like, man, I am so blessed to have this experience. I wouldn't redo it for anything. But there are some dogs there. Like, I mean, people in our text, so professors write textbooks. In our spot, they write textbooks too. But every now and then you'd find an adjunct professor who didn't write a textbook, and they'd be talking about him in that textbook. There were judges who were like, oh, the crafty lawyers, you can't fall into this. Steve Cooney, I think, was one of them who works at Williams and Connolly, one of the best litigation firms in the world. Eric Brunstad argued the Supreme Court. Like, these are some people who are beasts. Chris Sacca, I had the opportunity to speak with him. He's a billionaire. He went into law for 1 year, jumped out, started doing entrepreneurial stuff, invested in Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, I think, when they were seed stage,
yeah,
and, ended up number 3 on the Midas list, I think, at one point. So that was amazing. And they're all accessible, or most of them accessible. I didn't meet anyone who wasn't. And I remember for Chris Sacca specifically, he told 6 students, including myself, that he was going to give us, I think it was like 15 to 20 minutes where he would talk to us and sit down. Dude sat down from his house in Denver. It was like an hour and 30 minutes just sharing stories. And it was so powerful because there were things in here that he was saying that resonated. And part of it, I wanted to tear up a bit. I was like, most of what I've done has been off of gut feeling, prayer, and Google, like I said. But to hear somebody else saying they were doing those things was incredible. And that's part of what shaped my journey today is, again, talking to partners at these large law firms who made it so that way I could cut certain steps, which is great. Like, so let's say Taylor lost the easy path to getting to a big law firm. Taylor didn't lose the easy path to becoming very successful because I was able to talk to those people.
Right.
And so I was able to make more money than, most of my peers in the world because I listened to those partners who came in and said, hey, you don't want to be me. Same thing I tell my mentees, hey, you don't want to be me. There are people here that are doing it this way, that are doing it this way. Here are the things you need to do. And it's like, man, those things are golden.